What's up, everybody? Basically meaning Tick and Rob. How are y'all doing today? That's good. Glad to hear it. Not you, Rob. That was terrible. It's time for me to sit in traffic for 48 minutes and not move. So, figure it must also be time for Chronicles of a Ginger. It's a little bit different this time because I got people just staring at me everywhere. But, anywho, hope they're doing well too. This will be the first time we ever had more than 2 people hear my video. That's awesome. So, this one goes back to the days of laser pointers. If you remember, everybody was running around with the little laser pointer pins, shining them at people and stuff, and it came into being this big uproar about people being scared that they're not going to know the difference if it's a laser pin or if someone's about to shoot you, which still is bizarro to me. But I mean, I'm sure in some instances, if I were holding up a bank or stopping someone from holding up a bank. But anywho, this was all in that uproar, that ruckus. And our buddy Ryan, he used to always have one. I think at some point we all had one, but we go to the mall. Me, Ryan, Dut, and Darryl. So we're all hanging out at the mall, and I don't know why, but we're standing there, upper deck, upper level, I guess probably what they call it, and Dut's like looking down at a security guard down on the bottom floor, and Dut's like, I'll hit that security guard with this for 10 bucks. Maybe Ryan told him to hit him for 10 bucks. Details. We don't really worry about the accuracy in this. But the point is, he says he's going to hit this dude with this laser pen. To which I hear, he's going to hit this dude with this laser pen. Meaning he's going to throw it at him. So, whatever. I'm like, dude, there's no way you're going to hit that dude. If you hit him with that laser pen, I'll give you 10 bucks. For sure. You're going to throw that. First of all, even if you try to hit him, most likely you're not going to hit him. You're not going to chunk that laser pen all the way from up here and hit that dude. But if you're able to, I'll give you 10 bucks for that throw. That sounds pretty impressive. Sounds like $10 well spent. So, we haggle back and forth. Dude, you're not going to hit him with that laser pen. I'll hit him with the laser pen. He's all confident and everything, right? So Ryan gives him the laser pen, and we're all in. He shines the laser pen at the dude. And I'm like, what are we talking about here, right? Like, what's going on? That's what it was going to be. So, of course, our security guard decides he's angry and starts yelling up at us. So by this time, I'm still in disbelief that I paid 10 bucks. Well, actually, I think we started debating on, like, do I owe him 10 bucks or did the group owe him 10 bucks or not? Because he didn't actually hit the guy with the laser pen. He shined it at him. Which Dut, and you know, obviously meant he's going to shot it at him because that's what you would mean if you say you're going to hit him with it. But, I mean, our group was a little different. So I just thought he was going to hit him with it. That's all I'm saying. So, we all take off running after this because the security guards are all after us. And there's no worries that these guys are going to catch us. So, Ryan was probably the slowest of us all. But then my cousin Darryl was fast, but he wasn't as fast as me, Dut, and Rob. But as we're running out of this place, that dude comes like just blur, like flying by us. And They might not have been as fast as us at normal days, but when we were running from, I guess, security guards at this point, but yeah, he was faster than the rest of us that day. So we go up to the mall, out of the mall parking lot, and up by Freeman's car stereo. I about forgot about that part of the story. And to this other little strip mall. And as we get up to the strip mall, we see a couple dudes like going out, walking out of the parking lot. And we heard a car alarm going off. And instantly, Dut and I were like, dude, those guys were trying to break into that car. And that's going to get pinned on us. Because we were just goofing off in the mall. And now we're running like a bunch of morons. Because we were goofing off in the mall. Because Dut was scared to throw the thing at a security guard. And so we walk around to the backside of the place. We devise a plan. Tell Ryan and Darryl to hang out there. And we're going to go back and get the car. And then we'll come back, scoop them up. But we went ahead, put their hats on, and we walked back. Switched clothes out a little bit so they wouldn't notice us. And all this seemed very necessary at the time. But if you're listening to this, you think, wow, that's a lot of overkill. Clearly, y'all are friends with Rob, because he's the only person that would do all that nonsense over shining a laser pin at somebody. But we were pretty sure that we knew we were about to get pinned up on some breaking in a car that we had absolutely zero to do with. And we're walking back through the parking lot to go and get my car. And on the way there, here comes the police. Pulls up beside us. Starts questioning us. And then started asking us about breaking into the car. And fortunately, we were smart enough to split up, because dude was like, it was 4 guys, and then started giving a description of what we were wearing. But again, we switched up our clothes. So he let us go. He was like, if we see anything, let them know and all that stuff. But we were that close to getting caught up. But one thing he asked while we were out walking around, and Dut was like, we went over there to Freeman's car stereo. My cousin had talked about this car that was in there that he had seen a few days before and described it like 3 or 4 times. So as soon as Dut started saying, I was like, yeah, and it had the 412s in the back, and he's like, yeah, and it had this amp, and like, we knew the thing inside and out that we had never seen, that we used as our alibi, that we shouldn't have needed to get out of breaking into a car that we didn't break into while being questioned by a cop, all because of a $10 bet that Dut was gonna throw, or apparently shine, a laser pin at a security guard. So we get in our car, exit out the front, and scoop up Ryan and Darryl. They jump in real quick and we get out of there. And no harm, no foul. But the moral of this story is, if your friend says it's going to hit somebody with something, make sure it's worth your $10. Chronicles of a Ginger. Yay.